First of all, you're going to need one of these. I think it's a kind of wrench. And you'll need an extension on that wrench. And you'll need a T50 piece to unlock the bolt that holds the stinking seatbelt. I'm doing this alone, so I needed a bucket to prop up the seat that was in the lockdown position. I had to disengage the whole entire back seat. And there are two levers in the very front of the seat. So you will find the lever that you need to pull over to the side on the front of both sides of the seat. That side as well as this side. There's two. Need to slide them over. That releases the seat from the lock that holds it in place for safety reasons. And then you'll be able to lift out the whole entire seat, which is locked in place also by this lovely hook. So you gotta really do some finagling. You gotta kind of push it back and lift it up. You'll get it out. Now I gotta get in there, and I need to take that bolt off, and that will then release the extremely tight seatbelt that's keeping the seat locked down. Ford, you're wonderful. I had to buy this just for this reason. If you are working on a rough, tough surface, this is a good idea. I'm about to dive in. There's my handy dandy tool, but just for this reason. Bolt out. The next thing to do is to lift the seat. How exciting. It's been locked in place for about a year. I'm really excited. So the seat is back up, and now we are going to put the seat belt, lock it back in place, and I twisted it, so redo. Don't make my mistake. I twisted it back to the straight position, and I'm surprised, but Ford put a screw right there as a guide. So you're just gonna fit that screw into the little spot for it. Screw it back in, screw it back in place before you put the seat back. So now remember, you have to catch this. There's a metal piece under the seat here. It's like a little bar that you want to connect, place over and make sure it's secure over that cute little bar back there. When you put it back, you just lock it in place. You'll hear a click. Before you do anything, you want to get a hold of this guy, the troublemaker, and you want to lock it over here until you get a locking mechanism to place on the seatbelt up here that will hold this to where it has play, because this needs play at all times or your seat's going to get locked down again. So just always make sure you have some slack, a pretty good amount of slack, and then it won't happen again. If it does, you have the tools and the know-how. This is the locking clip that allows you to hold your seatbelt in place after you pull out some slack. You can find these online. They sell them for extremely cheap. You can probably find them in a hardware store or an auto supply store, but that's your locking clip. It lays flat. Handy dandy. Now we can pull the seat down safely, and now we can pick it back up again because we have slack. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. It's still pulling. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that I completely don't trust this But anyway, I was able to disconnect it and get some slack out. It's going to be an ongoing problem unless you always have slack. Now I can take the grandkitties out in my car. The end. Job well done. Any old girl can do it. Do not be intimidated. It's too much money. $400. And the tool was a heck of a lot less than that. Didn't even touch 40.